Hey everyone, welcome to Step by Step with Evie, and it's time to learn. All right, so today we're going to talk about, because it's been a highly requested video and people keep inboxing me this one question. Do I buy the house first? Do I rent the house first? What is my first step to start on this group home, care home, assisted living journey? And my answer is always going to be you need to market research first. All right. If you do not market research first, you're more likely to fail. Okay. And this is coming from 100% experience early on back in 2021 when I got into the unlicensed group home field. We were in a house and I was part of this one Facebook group. I'm not going to say the name. I don't even think it exists anymore. And everyone on there was like, yeah, go get the house. There's all these clients. Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, on board. I want to get these clients. I'm going to get the house and everything's going to be perfect. La, da, 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 da. And then reality hit. It was like 2 months and no clients because one, I didn't do the market research, and two, it was in the middle of nowhere. So it was like common sense just wasn't common in that time, right? So to help you avoid this major mistake that I see a whole bunch of people getting into, I'm going to teach you how to market research organizations and agencies based off of the population you want to serve. So make sure you pay attention and subscribe and follow and share this video because it is going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of headache for having to do this yourself and trying to figure out the rabbit hole. All right, so let's begin. The first thing that you need to figure out when getting into this line of work is figure out what population do you want to serve. There's so many to choose from. You could choose working with seniors, working with adolescents, working with the recovery population, doing like a sober living. You could work with the reentry population. You could work with the intellectually, developmentally delayed population. You could work with the mental health. You could work with veterans. You could work with just disabled individuals. And you could work with the reentry and just general population. So once you pick the population you want to serve, you're going to go on to step 2. Okay. And this is picking the agency dash organization that best serves your population. And just a FYI, guys, this is very general advice I'm giving you. Every state should have their own type of agency related to the ones I'm about to give you. Okay. So, for example, if you want to work with the IDD population, you could simply go and Google your local intellectual developmentally disabled authority. Okay, I like to call it LIDA. Your LIDA is in charge of doing all the case management, all the enrollment for Medicaid, private pay, everything that has to deal with IDD in that state. And IDD clients want to get services, they have to go through their LIDA. Okay. And remember, not everyone is going to be able to qualify for Medicaid services. So you have that gap of people waiting to qualify for Medicaid services, or they just have regular traditional Medicaid services and they need housing. All right. So you're simply going to reach out to your LIDA and ask for a housing partnership. All right. Another example is going to be your managing local ombudsman. I cannot pronounce his name. It's for nothing. I cannot pronounce him. My dyslexia is killing me. So, managing local ombudsman. This is going to be for your senior population, your senior citizens population. This local group is located in every county in America. It's federally funded, and they're literally created and funded to help the senior population with long-term care placement, with services, transportation, doctors. They're basically the go-to person in the county when there's an issue with a senior. All right? Like let that sink in. If there's an issue with a senior having to go from living independently to needing a care home or an assisted living, usually when you call 211, they're going to direct you to your local ombudsman. All right. And I am so sorry I'm not pronouncing it right, but oh well. Next is going to be, if you want to serve the mental health population, you're going to want to contact your local mental health authorities. Okay. Every county has one in America. All right. It's just like the IDD population. They have to go through this local mental health authority to get services for their county through Medicaid. All right. Even if they're waiting to get like on a Medicaid waiver, they have to go through this to get services. Like, even if they have traditional Medicaid, they have to go through here to get on that Medicaid waiver to get that extra service. And the same thing, you're going to email them and ask. You could either ask them to meet in person, you could introduce yourself in person, you go drop off donuts, go drop off your little flyers, or you could just straight up tell them over the email, hey, my organization is very dedicated to serving the mental health population. We currently offer housing and A to Z services. We would love to be a part of a partnership with your organization. What do I need to do on my behalf? Right? That's simple. Next is going to be your local behavioral health authorities. So this one really goes hand in hand with the mental health authority, because your local behavioral health authority, if someone has mental health, more than likely they have some type of behavior. Also, too, IDD, it kind of like goes hand in hand as well, because sometimes someone with IDD could have a behavior disorder. But this one too, reach out to them and let them know you exist, and let them know what services and housing services you offer. Okay. Let's see the next one. All right. So let's say you want to get into the sober living, right? You're going to want to contact your oh, beep, 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 beep. Okay, just a quick little interruption. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video to support our channel. And also don't forget to get added to our rad Facebook group. It's totally free. It's called Step by Step Group Homes. And y'all, I literally post free PDF guides, no matter what license, no matter what state, no matter what population you want to serve. I am posting free guides. So make sure you get in on the group. For every 1,000 people we get in the group, I am going to post a free guide. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's get back to the video so we can learn. Okay, so next we're going to talk about if you want to serve the sober living population, people who are looking to get clean, that need a housing placement that is completely sober, no drugs, no alcohol in the perimeter. One great funded agency, it's going to be called the OSAR, and it's short for Outreach, Screening, Assessment, and Referral. This is going to be categorized by each county's region. All right. So every state has its own county and region that offers this service here. And what's cool is this service also, it incorporates working into multiple local mental health authorities and also multiple local behavioral health authorities, because when you're dealing with the sober living population, it's going to affect their mental health. Some of them might have to deal with behavior. So it's a pretty awesome program to reach out to let them know that you have a sober living home available. Okay. And just a side note, I know we're not talking about it. Don't just go open up an unlicensed group home and call it a sober living home if you don't have any type of program or structure for a sober living environment, because I've been there, done that, learned a lot. You have to have a program for that. But I'm not going to get off topic, okay? That's for another video. All right. Next, if you want to serve just the general population that's low income, that's going to be facing homelessness, there's something called the Healthy Community Collaborative Grant Program. It's short for HCC funding. And what's awesome about this is this type of program specifically helps the communities, collaborates to support the recovery and housing stability. Um, Depending on how much grant funding is left, depending on the county, it will literally give like group home owners grant money and pay for at least 3 to 6 months ahead of time to help people facing homelessness to get off the street, to help them with vocation service. Like, it even helps with like job training, and clothing, grooming. I mean, the list goes on. It's quite a bit. So make sure you look up your state and see what else they provide. In Texas, it provides A to Z from criminal justice services, mental health crisis, integrated medical services, housing case management, rental assistant, and the rental assistants help in an unlicensed group home setting. FYI. Like, in some cases, you don't even need a boarding home permit. It's pretty awesome to look into. I've personally received grant money from this type of organization, and we've helped out a lot of different people in our San Antonio homes. So the last one I want to talk about is going to be the reentry. And I feel like people don't realize the reentry, like, just because they made a mistake in their past doesn't mean they have to be judged on their future and what they could accomplish or not accomplish. But the reentry, there is such a big need for the reentry and the disabled, because just think about it. Not everyone that gets out of reentry is going to be young and not considered disabled or considered a senior, right? They need somewhere to go. A lot of times we take in people who are considered disabled or are considered senior citizens, and they get like a disability check or a retirement check, and they're from the reentry program. And they're like one of the most chilled out people of clients that we have. Like, they don't cause a lot of problems. They want to follow the rules. They don't want to go back to jail. They don't want to go back to prison. So for this type of population, I'm also going to refer to you looking at the Healthy Community Collaborative Grant Program, because this program does help the reentry. There's no restrictions. All right. So I would love to hear what population you're thinking about helping. I mean, I gave y'all literally like an A to Z list. One of the main things I feel like people would really open up to is being a foster parent for teenagers, um, especially those who have behaviors or who are considered IDD. Because a lot of times people don't think about the teenagers and they outgrow the system and end up homeless. Like, that's the sad part of our society. They end up homeless, or they end up becoming into the re-entry population. So just your thoughts. Would y'all ever consider being a foster parent for teenagers? I mean, in Texas, the starting rate for like a behavior teenager or someone with special needs is $4,300 tax free. And I know it should not be about the money, it should be about the care, but the money does make a big difference if it is quite a bit and you're making a difference. So let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, do your market research before renting or buying the house. Okay. And remember, when you're doing your market research, you're going to act like you have the house. If you have a zip code that you love, act like the house is in that zip code. Worst case scenario, they want to come and see the house. Let them know that there's a waiting list. Okay. Or let them know you're out of town. Like, just make up some excuse. If you're open to showing your house and it's in the zip code you want, go for it. Whatever you do, don't give up. If this is your dream, go for it.